I need my algorithm to give me more people who are 30 and like just starting over. Or give me more people who like started to make it at 30. Because I'm feeling those things of like, there's no point in even trying because you turned 30 recently. There's no point in even trying. And I know that is unproductive. Like I'm aware that that thought is also what's going to keep me where I'm at. Because that thought is also why I'm not where I want to be. I like the apartment. That's sick, right? My life, not like that astronomically far off and from what I want it to be, but I also might just be saying that to make myself feel better. You know what I mean? But all around happy, other than everything that is not there. But you know what I mean? So if you're feeling like, hey, I feel like I'm too old to be working on this, or I thought that, but then I got somewhere, let me know.
Okay. Amazing. That was our next guest, Emily Bonani, sharing the anxieties that overwhelmed her when she turned 30 6 months ago. More than 2 million people have tried to decipher that video along with us. But it is about the pressure of approaching that big number of 30. Emily's viral video received some 2,000 comments from people literally around the world who were turning 30. Please welcome Emily, the one who set off this conversation in the show. Listen, first of all, Emily, I think I've watched your video 400 times because I felt the whole the tick up. You're like, okay, life is good, but wait a minute, maybe it's not, but wait a minute. And you know, it's the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. I watch you comparing the good things with other things, right? You graduated college, fine arts degree, University of Florida, and you found yourself, well, wait for it, you found yourself being a server while your classmates started corporate jobs. Take me to that moment, because you've graduated.
Yes.
And now the comparison. You're working, but it's not a corporate job like your friends.
Yeah, and what's so funny about that is I was a hot dog on 4th of July. But it was a conscious decision. Like, it wasn't like I knew I wanted to do that because there wasn't like one job I was so excited about like giving all of my time to yet. And I was like, I want to be able to try out different things, freelance, like experiment with different like artistic careers. So serving was the best way to do that. So even though I knew it was best for me, I still felt like so much anxiety.
Right, because you meet up with your friends and they say, well, what are you doing? And you're saying,
I'm a hot dog.
I'm a hot dog. A hot dog.
But I was a good hot dog.
You were a great hot dog. Look at you in action. I mean, but that's hard because then you have to explain why you've taken that job, which is a thoughtful reason, right? I'm trying to figure it out. But to some people, they just hear, you went to college to be a hot dog.
Yes.
That's part of the anxiety, but you also had a roommate, right? I think you had an apartment. Were you living on your own at 30, or did you have a roommate?
Right now, I have a roommate
right now. You have a roommate right now. How does that process? Because you're now 30, you've turned 30 November 30th, golden birthday.
Yeah.
Golden date.
It's the best golden birthday.
Best golden birthday. Having a roommate allows you to save money, but then some people say, wait a minute, you're 30.
Yeah. Oh my, no, I remember thinking I was living with a boyfriend and I was like trying to like live alone. And then it was like, I just had to move out. And I was like, I'm just gonna get a roommate. Like, and I realized in this moment, like, I was like really trying to find my own place, but then I found this place with this girl, and as I was like touring the place, I was like, wait, the only reason why I'm not gonna get a roommate right now is because it's like I should be able to live on my own. You know, like I should be able to live my own, so I should. But then I realized too, I love having a roommate. Like I love having like someone
somebody
there.
around.
Yeah, and also it's interesting to realize like, oh, the only reason why I don't wanna do this is because of what's expected of me.
So you go on social media and you do this video. By the thousands, people respond. I have some of the comments. Some people say, can we start a club? They ask you that.
Yeah.
28 and still no career or real plans. So these comments are so good to see. And someone said, girl, I'm turning 30 this year and I felt this in my soul. Why do you think this video hit a nerve?
Because I think we compare ourselves so much more than we used to. Like I was talking to my mom and she was like, you spent your 20s feeling like it was too late. You spent every year feeling like it was too late. And then I became 30 and I was like, okay, now if I thought it was too late at 23 and now I'm 30 and I spent all my time stressed out that
do your friends still do you see that in your friends as well?
I think definitely in all different ways for sure.
Both, I mean, you know, I know that a lot of this conversation was directed at women, but the reality we know, I have a 27-year-old nephew. I mean, he's going through the same thing. You see it across the board with all of your friends, no matter gender.
Oh, yeah. I think especially, like, when people turn 30, it's just, like, a reality check.
What did you think was going to happen when you turned 30?
Like, $1 million would land in my bank account, and, and it didn't happen. I mean, I think it's like almost like you forget that the things you need to work through aren't going to work through themselves.
Did you think I'm getting old? Did 30 sound old to you?
Yeah, I think your whole life it sounds old because you're like, that's an adult. Like now I'm an adult.
You're like grown. Right?
Yeah, I can't call my mom. I mean, obviously I do, but like it's like I like realizing like, oh, I'm a full adult. Like, you know, my mom had like me, like I was like 6 years old by the time she was 30, and I'm not anywhere near that. So I think I felt like I would have it a lot more figured out.
What was, because you went on social to get advice, right? You said, anybody else out here, what was some of the advice that stands out to you?
Okay, so someone said something along the lines of, you're not far behind, but the fear of being far behind is what's going to make you behind.
Wow. Not far behind.
Yeah, like
but the fear of being far behind, it's what's going to make, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a gem, whoever gave you that.
I know. I honestly, like, it may have been me. I don't know, but I know.
So, as I said, you turned 30 November 30th. You're 6 months now. You know, you're not in a walker. You know, you don't have gray hair. The $1 million didn't come, but you're radiating joy. What's the reflection now?
I'm just trying to, like, revert back to, like, a childlike state in a way of just, like, remembering everything I loved as a kid, because it almost feels like I feel younger at 30 than I did at 28. Because you're at, like, at the end of your 20s, and then at 30, oh yeah, that was when I was 21.
I like that picture.
It feels like I just, like I'm a freshman again. Yeah. You know, like I'm a freshman and being 30, and I'm like, oh, kind of, you feel more of a sense of ownership of your life that I feel like in my 20s I didn't have.
I like that.
So many women say, oh, it happens when you're 30. And you're like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, oh, it does. Because you're like, oh, like aging comes from me too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I feel like we all think that it doesn't.
I love that. Well, I'm so happy you made that video, and I'm happy you were able to come on too. It's a great message.
Thank
Great
you.
message.